Welcome back, religious education families. As we begin a new year, things are going to look a little different. We're doing distant learning, we'll be Zooming, but we're still going to grow in our knowledge and love of Jesus Christ. And our Lord is still going to pour his graces upon us as we learn about him and his plan for us. Parents, thank you for signing your children up for religious education this year amidst the whole COVID-19 situation. It really speaks volumes in saying that your faith is important. It's important for your children to grow in their faith. It's crucial, essential for them to flourish as human persons. Jesus came that we may have life abundantly. And that's what your son or daughter is going to grow into this next year more fully. Kind of divine life, divine friendship with our Lord. Your son or daughter is going to be learning new things and developing the relationship in new ways with our Lord. And this is an opportunity also for you parents to do so as well. As your son or daughter is going to be doing either their book work or Zooming at home, faith is going to come a little closer to home for some of you, perhaps. But to see this as God's invitation to lead your family toward him more firmly, being more committed to nourishing the faith in the home. I'd encourage, if you don't pray as a family, or if you just pray before meals, I'd encourage that you just have a time each day, perhaps at the end of the day, you just gather as a family and pray a couple of simple prayers. I'll have some resources on the website, religious education tab, and then prayers for very basic prayers and some other things throughout the year. But I encourage you, if you don't pray as a family kind of daily, to do so. And it can be as simple as gathering and praying an Our Father, a Hail Mary, a Glory Be, and then asking God bless mom, dad, and then name the children off. Growing up, my family prayed maybe half a dozen prayers at the end of the day. And then we did that. God bless mom, dad, Teresa, John, Stephen, and we would go down the line. If my mom was pregnant, we would say, and our new baby. It was kind of always fun to add that one. It's like, we have another sibling in the family. He or she's going to be born soon. But that just giving God that little window for you and your family together, turning to him and allowing God to start working on your hearts. And it's that little opening that God can begin working with. So I encourage you, if you don't pray as a family, this is an opportunity really to begin to do so. I'm outside of St. Joseph's, and in a moment I'm going to go downstairs and show you how to pick up the materials for your family for this religious ed this year, and how to pick up new materials each month. Just a reminder, the entrance will be open before and after Sunday Masses and Saturday evening Masses, as well as on Wednesdays from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The only exception would be if I'm out of town, but there'll be an email, or a weekly email will mention that if it's closed on Wednesdays. But most Wednesdays it'll be open during the day for you to stop by, or before and after Saturday or Sunday Masses. Let's go. All right, now we're going to go downstairs. Now, the main room in the basement here is called Shanley Hall. Priest who was pastor here from the late 60s to the early 2000s. There are restrooms here. There's with sinks in them if you want to wash your hands. There's also hand sanitizer on the table here. But this will be the first place to stop when you come in. Check this board, see if there's anything to fill out. So we have some pens. I'll make sure we get more pens in that. And then there's some forms to fill out. So this form here is for the fact that we're doing everything online. We need special permission and everything. So you just fill out your children's names and then your contact information. And there's a back form as part of it too. You just have to fill out one form for your whole family. Just make sure you include all your children's names on the line there. And then over here for confirmation and those making First Communion, I need your baptismal information. So I'll have a list of names right here of people. I do not have any information. You either weren't baptized here, or we don't know what parish you were baptized in the past. So please, if your name is on that list, please fill out one of these. And when you're done, by next week, this will be a big brown wooden box with a lock on it. You'll be able to slip the forms in, so even if there's confidential information and stuff, personal information, it'll be locked up. So this basket will not be here next week, but a big wooden box with a lock and everything. And I'll have cameras. I'll have a camera down here also. Some were mounted up here so that we can keep everybody safe. All right, now we're going to go in. Now you can see the beautiful tape work that Kathy did on our entrance. So here's the entrance. Okay. All right, now right here, these are all the family pickup boxes. So they're all labeled here. So we see here, the Ashman family. Okay, that one doesn't have a name yet. The Carnes. So you'll pick up and everything is right there for you to take home. Take up everything on it. There's also, currently there's 2 of these. It'll just be one of these on your spot. It'll have your name on it, these bags. And this is where Kathy's going to put the crafts in each month. So you'll take this, you'll take all your stuff. See if I can do this on one hand. All right. Keep moving. So all you need, and for your pickup, that's it. All right. So that's your first round. Before we go back through what your pickup and drop off each month will look like, we first to look at what you received. You received. There's the art supply. You'll have your artwork. There's not one in here yet. There will be next Wednesday, but in this baggie, and it'll have your name on that baggie. So do not throw the baggie away. Do not throw the baggie away. All right, you're gonna have to bring it back the following month. I'll show where that's put in a moment. But what you'll receive for each grade is a lesson schedule. There'll be a fall one side, spring on the other side. There's all the dates, the chapters, and then the work pages. Now, the chapters, they're to be read before the Zoom session, so these are all Wednesdays here. And the chapters are to be read before the Zoom session, as well as the workbook page is completed, because the Zoom session is a review, a sharing, and praying. So review, share, and prayer. So the first session here is blank, so we'll just have a Zoom session. There's no homework. You don't have to plan anything for the first class. So I don't think any of the classes have any work that first, before class. But then the following week they'll have, so this grade, second grade, chapters 1 and 2 in the book, and then 1 and 7 in their workbook. So there's a workbook for number of the grades, as well as this is the textbook. Sorry, it has the church's name on it. These have to be returned at the end of the year, and then a workbook will have your child's name on here, and that's the one to keep. But you'll do the workbook pages, and I'll be going through each of the grades of what they look like also later on in this video, what materials they're getting for each grade. But at the end of, when you come back each month to pick up the new craft, you're going to have to tear out the workbook pages for that your son or daughter has completed. All right, you'll tear them out. You can staple them home, and you bring them. And then there's baskets. I'll show you in the room in a moment where those are at. And I'll look through them. I looked through the last spring when we had to have everyone pick up do everything from home. I did look through the workbooks of those who had completed them, and thank you so much for those that did. It was a very high percentage of people that did kind of completed the year. But the workbook, I looked through them, and I could see what kids got the information, understood it, and other ones that there were areas, okay, if I was kind of teaching that grade, we got to reinforce in this area or maybe review a little more. So that's why. So you'll drop them off there. I will kind of quote unquote grade them. I'm not going to put, I'll put 100% on it, but you're not going to get a letter grade. I'm not going to keep track of that, but I do want to keep track of who's doing it. And it helps give me keep me engaged of where you're at, what the kids are picking up and what they aren't picking up, what needs some extra review. So when you come back each month, you'll have to bring your empty craft bag and tear out the workbook pages that your son or daughter has completed. For each grade, some grades will have very similar materials, other ones will have slightly different, so I'm just going to go through those very quickly. So kindergarten, you have primarily just this workbook. We'll be doing a lot of these activities there, and I'll have videos that'll be being sent out, going through each of these chapters. Second grade through sixth grade, they each have a textbook and a workbook. So the textbook has the parish church name. It's going to be turned back in. The workbook will have their name, your son or daughter's name on it. That's what you keep, but you'll be tearing out the sheets when you complete them to hand in. There are, on the website, under religious education, class materials, there are audio for all of the chapters in this book, each of the grades. So your son or daughter, if they don't want to read it, or they can always listen to the audio. They can listen to me as I read through that stuff. So that's second through sixth grade. Sixth grade will have a couple of video lessons, more video kind of things. And as the year goes on, I'll explain that to them. Seventh and eighth grade are confirmation students. They'll be receiving a Bible and this outlines of the catechism. So normally I would give this after when they were confirmed as a gift, but I decided, let's get them the Bible right away and have them start opening it. So 7th and 8th grade are getting one of these. So please keep this. 7th graders, keep these for 8th grade year also, right? I'm not going to you got to buy, if you lose these, you need to buy your own, all right? I'm not going to provide 2 of these for lessons. 7th and 8th grade lessons are longer. The Zoom lessons are longer. You may wonder, well, why are they longer? Well, here are the Zoom times. Now you may notice that 7th and 8th graders, their Zoom time is a little longer, and that's because I'll be doing Zoom, form.org. The lessons are videos, 20 to 30 minute videos with discussion interspersed, kind of broken into the video, so you kind of stop the video and discuss what was spoken for the last 5 minutes and then move on. So it doesn't really work just to do, it's better to be able to interact. So that's why those sessions are longer for 7th and 8th graders. But for the most part, then they don't have any book work. There will be some times where I'll assign very small sections in here for different chapters. But I'll mention that in class. Like, for example, I'll say, please turn to this page. From here to here, please read those for next Wednesday. On the first Wednesday of each month, we'll have a new craft ready. You can pick it up that Wednesday, or you can wait till the next weekend, or even the next week. If you don't pick them up right away, we'll know you're not picking your stuff up. But you'll stop here first, and if please read what's ever on the whiteboard. There may be instructions or certain forms to fill out. Just many times there will not be anything special to do, but just please do check that each time you come. You'll come in, and then right here we have a bin. This is where you put your empty craft bag that has your family name on it. You put that in there, and that's what Kathy's going to use to refill for the following month's craft. That's why I said don't throw those bags away. And then you'll go over, find your name, and each bag will have a name, a place on it, as well as there'll be a name on the bag. So this is my family. I'll take this. There may be other papers and stuff with it. Most often not, but there may be. But you'll take your new craft. All right, we just follow the arrows here. And then right here, this is where, right here, this is where you're going to drop off your child's work, homework, or a craft that we ask that you complete and turn in. So many crafts, not every craft will have it be that way, but some of the crafts we'd like to have a group kind of participation of kind of a picture or something. For example, All Saints Day in November, we want to have each child do something with a saint, a picture, draw a picture, color a picture, and then we'll put them all together in a collage and put it in the bulletin. But for homework, in the workbook, as I mentioned, the workbook, there's tear-outs, and sometimes it's there are tear-outs. You would tear out your son or daughter's work that they're to have completed, and actually you could probably have it all torn out what needs to be turned in before you come, so you don't have to lug this whole book around. But please do make sure that your son or daughter's name is on at least the top sheet. I'm not a mind reader. And then there's staplers here. If you forgot to have them stapled for each grade, please staple each grade's group. So there may be 3 or 4 pages. Staple them together, and you'll place it in the bins here. These will be labeled, so like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, etc. And then I will look at I'll be reviewing the work and such, and the following month that work that you place in here, let's just imagine this is your packet of paper there. I'll take the packet of paper, look through it, and then I'll put it back for next month for you to pick up with your craft, next month's craft. So you'll get to see, I'll make little corrections and stuff, and it's not you're not going to get an official grade, but it helps me know, and it helps affirm if you're getting it as well. So just keep that in mind. So once you've dropped off, you have your craft, new craft, you've dropped off your work, you're done. All right, that's it. Here's what a typical religious education weekly email will look like. On Monday or Tuesday, Kathy or I will send out this email for the upcoming Wednesday Zoom. So the first information will be the Zoom date, the link itself, and then the times for each grade, their session. Now the beautiful thing of this is I'm going to have one continuous meeting, so you only have to have your kids go to this one link. If you have numerous kids at different times, they just would log on using this link. When they log in, they'll first go to a waiting room, and after a second adult is in the Zoom room with me, I can let the kids in, and then when the session done, they can log out, or I can log them out as the host. I'm able to kick them out. So that's essentially Zoom. It's one link each week will be sent out on the Monday or Tuesday beforehand in the email. And then kindergarten, first grade, I'm doing video lessons for them. So some of them are done already for the first couple chapters. So there's a link here, and then the craft, there'll be a video link to the monthly craft. Other information will be put in the weekly information, pertinent information, but I do want to keep it to a minimum so that we stick to the basics, especially the Zoom link and the other pertinent video links.